How are you, Dave? Sorry, we
I'm
haven't.
Dave Conroy, and throughout this series, I aim to check in with some friends and clients, some colleagues, and some of the businesses that we both help and that help us. I want to find out how they're getting on in the coronavirus pandemic of 2020. Now, today, my guest is Tim Entwisle of Madrigal Communications. Tim writes tender documents for Aussie companies that are applying for some very large contracts. Now, I've known Tim for about 8 years. He's a rugby fanatic. He's an ocean swimmer. He's a wordsmith. He's a man of letters. Now, Tim loves language and he blogs about our language. In fact, he's written several blogs about the coronavirus, and you can read them on his website, madrigal.com.au. Now, Tim, welcome. Firstly, can I ask you, has life changed for you and Faith and your family during the coronavirus lockdown?
Look, we've been very lucky, actually. We've been very lucky. I mean, I work from home. I mean, I run my organisation with, we're all freelancers, I guess. So I work from home for for the last 12, 15 years. My wife's at home. She's working fairly normally from home. My kids are at home from uni, and they're working online. My business is probably my main clients are construction, and the construction industry's surviving, and that's where the government incentives are going to go. So, I've still got a good pipeline of work. So on the whole, things haven't changed a great deal.
Okay, well, that's a nice thing to hear. Is there any spaces in the house that get a little bit cramped during the peak hours in a day when you may be out chatting with clients, or when your kids are at uni or at school, or Faith's out working? Is it a seamless transmission throughout the house?
Oh, look, I mean, you've been here. We've got a big house. I've got this office, which is my study, I suppose, where I keep my books, but I've also got another office out the back where I've got all the the modems and the printers and things. I have sometimes have one of my guys work here. So my Faith's in the back office. I'm in this office. My kids are, what generation are they? Y Gen millennials. They spend most of their time in their rooms anyway. So no, we don't have that. I don't have that crowding effect. I mean, look, the only thing I do, I suppose is a little bit different for me, is that because they're around during the week, when I work from home, during the week I'm on my own. So and then on the weekends I've got people around me. So that's kind of my psychological signal about, weekends and weekdays. So
does having them around add to your creative process? Because you're a creative guy. Does having them around add to your creative process, or does it slow it down?
No, not really. Again, the nature of what I do. As I say, I've been working from home for a long time. You get into. Working as when you say creative. Most of my key work is writing. So you're writing, and once you're writing, you do block things out, and it's kind of true. You get into that zone where you're doing what you do. Everything else is blocked out. And as a business person, you've got, that's the job you do, but then you've got outside that, you've got your business management stuff. Your bookkeeping, your sales, your social media. So, for me, I've got really two modes. You work, you block the world out, you focus on doing the writing, doing the tendering, the technical writing, the blogging, whatever, and you put up the blocks and you're there. When you're not in that kind of mode, you're in the sort of phone calls, the flitting around mode, and so I having people around me, if I'm in the zone, I stay in it, and if I'm flitting around doing all that boring stuff like sales and admin and paying your invoices.
But all small businesses go through those sorts of. All small businesses have to do all those sorts of things. Whether you're a plumber, or
that's right.
Or you run a baths, or you're a copywriter, or you're a tender writer, or you run a clothing shop.
Well, that's right. But what I'm saying is, having people around, I can get interrupted when I'm doing the admin side, and it doesn't worry me because it's bit of this, bit of that, and then. But when I have to concentrate, I have to concentrate. I don't get usually. I mean,
you don't get distracted.
Look, when you talk about creativity,
can I interrupt you for a moment? Given that I've got a couple of block drains that I have to attend to today, can I just ask you? Do you think, just quickly, that what's happening during the coronavirus will change the future of your business in any way?
Look, I'm a very much, glass half full. I mean, you've got to look at the pluses and the minuses of everything. So, you either go with it or you don't. Now, for me, I think I'm very lucky, that I've been trying to investigate this a bit. There's going to be a lot of government incentives offered to keep the economy going.
Yeah.
And most of that's going to happen in infrastructure construction.
Yeah.
So I'm in the right industry now. I don't know how that. I mean, the obvious way to distribute that money is to put it out to tender.
Yeah.
And so there's going to be an increased focus on tendering. So I'm very well placed. So for me, what's going to happen in the next 6 months is probably to my advantage if I can position myself, if I can become, it's always the same old thing. You've got to be known to people.
But you've been around for a long time, and so that may actually work in your favour. Can I ask you? Can we catch up again? It's the 21st of April today, so could we catch up again in a month and maybe see how you're going, just for a quick check-in, if that suits you?
Cool.
Yeah. But look, Tim, thanks for spending a little bit of time with me today. Hopefully, I know that you've probably started your training, or if you haven't, if you don't know, the eastern suburbs beaches were reopened yesterday, Monday. So I know that I'll see you at some stage down at Coogee Beach doing a little bit of training for the upcoming Coogee Island Classic around Wedding Cake Island. It's at the end of November. But in the meantime, Tim, be safe, look after your family, and hopefully I'll catch up again with you in the not too distant future. And I appreciate you spending a little time with me on the Lone Drainer and Pronto Coronavirus Diaries today. So thank you very much.
Nice to chat.
Good on you, mate.